It's the summer of 2006, people are out surfing and hitting the beach, normal people stay inside and play video games with this cool video card, cool as in good looks, because otherwise it melts the air around it. So, how was gaming in 2006? To answer this question, I have these awesome games right here. These nice components over there, mash them together and there you go. Starting with the weird and amazing Cytec Cyborg V7 keyboard, moving to the weird and not so precise Cytec Cyborg laser mouse, and then this, the amazing Radeon X1900 XTX, the fastest video card until the 8800 GTX blessed us with its presence. A random ODG sound card for some decent sound effects, an Athlon 64X2 5000 Plus, 2GB of DDR2 memory, and the high-end motherboard, the Asus M2N32 SLI Deluxe with the powerful NFS 590 SLI chipset. You might call this a high-end PC from the first half of 2006, so I'm expecting very good performance in games. Let's begin. My target is 1600 by 1200 maximum settings with anti-aliasing and anisotropic. I'm starting with Unreal Tournament 2004 because this game was still awesome to play in 2006 and it still looked very good using highest settings, 4x anti-aliasing and 8x anisotropic. First, this map looks amazing, and as one that loves anything snow ice related stuff in video games, it's quite a spectacle. If only you could sleep on the ice, it would have been perfect. I don't have fond memories about this game, mainly because it was not popular among my group of gamers. We've played Quake IV, Unreal Tournament, Counter-Strike, but not this. I don't know if the reason was us having garbage PCs, or just that we loved too much those games, I don't know. Regarding performance, was this game that demanding? After all, the game requires a GeForce 2 to be played. Well, with this beefy system we have 150 average FPS, which is not bad at all, but we could have some problems with the 0.1% lows. Dropping from 100 to 39 FPS might cause some slight stutters, but I did not notice anything strange, mainly because I was trying to hang on for my dear life with almost no hit points and projectiles flying all over the place. But I'm dodging like Master Yoda and shooting like John Wick. I'm untouchable. Another game released in 2004, this time dark and gritty, but still fast paced. Painkiller is basically Serious Sam in the cemetery. This level right here, which is called Hell, is a really interesting concept. Without looking into the lore, it seems to me that this is or was a large battleground, because you can hear in the back battle sounds, cries, swords, alongside the ordinary creepy sounds. However, as cool as a concept this is, the fact that you are fighting invisible enemies is a letdown. Maybe these are ghosts of fallen soldiers, I don't know, but it feels bland and uninspiring. We want to see here some out of this world creatures, some strange enemies, I don't know. In this area the game sits around 170 average FPS, which is excellent, if we ignore the 42 FPS for the 1% loss. The game is stuttery, you will have some small hiccups here and there. Moving to another area, I've realized something that never crossed my mind. I've always seen Painkiller as a visual impressive game, a game that is there alongside Doom 3, Half-Life 2 and Far Cry, when it comes to technological advancements in visuals, but no. This is more of a 2003 game. The textures are stretched like mad, they are low resolution, the ground looks horrible, the ground in Gothic 1 looks better, a game from 2001. The first level looks way better, it has atmosphere and being dark you won't notice the low quality texture that much. Finally, don't listen to me, the game is awesome and it's that type of game where visuals really take a back seat. Go and have fun. Speaking about fun in the back seat, if you want the absolute fun, you need to play Need for Speed Most Wanted. although you will need something more powerful than this system if you want anti-aliasing. 44 average FPS is a sad state to be in, with a X1900 XTX, never mind the 1% lows, which are around 20, yikes. The game was released in 2005 and as you can see, it's quite demanding, although to be honest, I don't understand why. The game does not have stellar graphics, but it has HDR, ooh. Throw in some lens flare effects and we're golden. Oh, the video card is hot, really hot, around 80 degrees. Also, a little sound test for the fan. Enjoy! But we don't need anti-aliasing at 1600 by 1200, right? After removing 4x anti-aliasing, we have the same performance? Not quite, slightly better average and 1% lows and way better 0.1% frames. At least we got rid of the stutters. But still, 50 average FPS in this game with these components is not good at all. Leaving aside my constant complaints, I would not have said no to playing Most Wanted like this in 2006. Mainly because before upgrading to a Core 2, I had an Athlon XP and GeForce 6600, use that for playing Most Wanted and we'll talk later. On what systems did you play Most Wanted? How many of you were still rocking GeForce 4s? Quake IV is a visually impressive game and you can't change my mind about it. And it looks better than Doom 3, which should be of no surprise considering it's the second game built with the TES IV engine, Doom 3 being the first. The performance in this area is on the lower side, especially the bottom frames. 10 FPS will not result in a smooth experience, and 48 average FPS is not great either. And no, don't use a grenade launcher to shoot at hovering enemies, just saying. The good old shotgun, bless its barrel, blowing enemies out of existence since the 16th century. I did not see major improvements in performance without anti-aliasing, just like in Most Wanted's case, maybe just less stutters. The strange thing about this game is that in theory it supports multi-core CPUs, but the CPU is not used at its full capacity. Maybe because I'm using 1600 by 1200 high settings, maybe the video card memory is not enough. I can't tell you that because Afterburner refused to show VRAM usage. In the end, playing this game does not feel bad, and Quake IV is a better Quake game than Quake II, and a better shooter than Doom 3. But a way better shooter than all three of them is F.E.A.R, the classic horror shooter of 2005 that mashed together in the same game crazy weapons, frenetic action, bullet time, jump scares and the little girl's ghost, sure why not. For this game I've decided to not use anti-aliasing, and as you can see the performance is stellar, 300 average FPS in this area, at least when out of combat, nice job card. And I say card because the poor CPU schemes on one leg only, the game is not dual core optimized, look at the CPU usage. I've made a video about this in the past, you can find it here. Inside this area the FPS drops a lot, although we still have 60 average FPS. The 1% and 0.1% lows are low, around 10, between 10 and 20, although I did not encounter any stutters, at least big stutters. After all, I'm running this game from a 20 years old hard drive. Loading stuff can cause the game to freeze for a little bit. At the end, after a lot of running, walking and shooting, the game reached 73 average FPS, 19 FPS 1% low and 12 FPS 0.1%, not bad. The system memory stays over 1.5 GB, so 2 GB should do the trick. Tomb Raider Legend runs excellent, even with anti-aliasing. The game looks decent, Lara Croft runs, jumps and holds onto ledges like a professional. She's no Ezio, but no one is, right? And the levels are especially crafted in such a way that you can reach every platform that needs to be reached. How convenient. I'm not so fond of these types of games, maybe some of you are, so here you go, enjoy. Well, I must admit that performing a good jump feels satisfying. but I never lose the feeling of insecurity. How do I know that timing is going to be good this time? But what if I jump from this distance and not that distance? It's creepy and I'm scared of heights. With almost 70 average FPS, around 50 FPS for 1% and 0.1% lows, the game is as smooth as me trying to dodge this boulder. Thanks Indie. The final boss of 2006 and the fourth installment in the Elder Scrolls series, Oblivion was the benchmark for the GeForce 7000 and Radeon X1900 series. I can tell you that the Radeon cards were faster than their GeForce counterparts in this game, mainly because Oblivion was extremely shader intensive and Radeon's architecture was simply superior. I'm not using anti-aliasing, I'm using only isotropic, because you can't use anti-aliasing and HDR at the same time. When it comes to Oblivion, we're interested in two things. First, can we use grass and have over 30 FPS at the same time? And second, does the game feel heavy when using max settings for the grass? I'm using here maximum settings, HDR, and we usually have over 40 FPS, so the first point is covered. Then the game does not feel heavy with grass on, and by heavy I mean like having around 300 milliseconds delay when moving the mouse. So this system can run Oblivion pretty well, and please ignore the 1% and 0.1% lows because the game has in-game loading. It will freeze from time to time even on modern systems. This was a dream system for many of us. Very fast CPU, high-end motherboard, high-end video card. You could have used this system for years to come. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, have fun and be nostalgic.